we will be able now not only to manufacture electric tuk-tuk, we will also be able to assemble electric motorbike, we will also be able to assemble electric truck, vans and buses for the African market. My name is Kenneth Gwantai. I'm the CEO and the founder of AutoTrack East Africa Limited. AutoTrack East Africa Limited is a company that was formed in the year 2015 to manufacture and assemble electric vehicles in Kenya. The idea behind this was actually on how to revolutionize the conventional handcart we have in the market, and that is when an idea came to me on how we can be able to motorize the conventional handcart we have for those users, so that instead of using their human energy, they can be able to drive the handcart so that they can increase their productivity and the income level, as is opposed to when they use the normal manual handcart. So in the year 2015, when we developed the idea, we had no money to actualize the MVP, that is the minimum viable products. But fortunately, through the support of the Tony Erimeru Entrepreneurship Program, which was actually supporting innovators across Africa, we are able to get some initial grant, which we were able to buy the component, that is the electric mobility component, and we are able to develop the first electric handcart you can see here, which you can actually drive instead of pushing. So actually the idea behind all this was to make it easier for the users of the normal handcart to be able to drive them instead of pushing. These handcarts are commonly known as mkokoteni in Africa, and they are mainly used in the local market to ferry items and goods from one point to another for a pay. So most of those people who use this handcart are the low-skilled and uneducated youth, and even some of them who are educated but could not find a job. So they normally use them to earn a living. So basically, the idea then was to make it easier for them to drive and do more work that they are doing with the common conventional handcart. So after that, we were able to register our electric handcart because it was nowhere in the market. So we had to classify it with the support of the government. And now in the year 2018, through the partnership with the government of Kenya and the Royal Academy of Engineering from London, we were able to be taken, or rather selected competitively for the Royal Academy of Engineering Fellowship Program, which again was able to give us a grant of $50,000, roughly around 5 million Kenya shillings by then, which we were able now to diversify our products from the electric handcart to an electric 6-seater tuk-tuk you see behind me. And again, the idea behind that was to help the conventional fossil fuel tuk-tuk taxi operators to be able to earn more living, and also to contribute toward the reduction of carbon emission to the environment, because you realize the 2- and 3-wheelers are the major polluters of the environment. So we are able to develop a purely electric tuk-tuk that will take care of our environment, because we are transitioning the users of the fossil fuel tuk-tuk to an electric tuk-tuk. Now the advantages we have is that the electric tuk-tuk and the handcart that you see here were locally developed, and the government of Kenya is highly advocating for local content and local production. So in the year 2018, during the previous government, I was able to be appointed at the National Youth Service, not only to produce these products, but also to support the service, to be able to transfer the technology to the youth here so that they can be able to produce this kind of products for the economy. And as you can see, we have all the machineries that are required at the National Youth Service Engineering Institute to be able to produce this type of product locally. So the tuk-tuk has an advantage because it is a 6-seater capacity tuk-tuk. The normal tuk-tuk is normally 3 passengers. So it means someone using this tuk-tuk is earning more revenue because you are carrying more passengers than the normal fossil fuel tuk-tuk. The other thing is it is 100% electric. The cost of fuel has been going up now and then globally. So it means these people, the taxi operators on this tuk-tuk, have been making losses because the cost of fuel is so high. But when compared to an electric tuk-tuk, with 300 shillings per day, you are able to charge your tuk-tuk and make maximum profit on it. The other thing is that you increase the productivity level of those operators, because as opposed to the normal conventional tuk-tuk, this one is noiseless. As everyone is aware about the conventional fossil fuel tuk-tuk, they are very noisy, they pollute the environment through carbon emission, but this is purely 100% electric, and it is quiet. It does not pollute through any carbon emission. And when it comes to cost of maintenance, it is way below the normal conventional tuk-tuk, because all what you need is to change, and also change maybe the tires and a few components, as opposed to the conventional tuk-tuk, which you have to change oil, you have to fuel, you have to repair and maintain now and then. So those are some of the advantages that we have here. Then after that, we ask ourselves, this is the minimum viable product. Whatever you see here are prototypes. Now from prototyping, we thought on how can we be able to do mass production for the mass market. And the first step is to seek government's intervention as far as registration and other policies are concerned. And one of them is to ensure that even when we put these electric tuk-tuk on the market, we have proper charging infrastructure to be able to charge them. We have proper repair and maintenance technician to repair and maintain this type of technologies, meaning we have to partner with the TVETs and also institutions of higher learning like universities where they are training engineers to be able now to transition from the normal mechanic who are repairing the normal conventional fuel vehicles to an electric tuk-tuk. Because if you bring an electric tuk-tuk to a normal mechanic today, they may not be able to understand the kind of technology that is used to manufacture this type of electric vehicle. So training is also an aspect which is required to be able to transition to electric mobility. The other thing is funding. You realize this technology is not cheap as compared to the fossil fuel one. But in the long run, the investment on this is cheaper than the fuel one, because for the fuel one, when you look at the maintenance cost, the fuel, in the long run, it's like you are paying so much to maintain them. But for this one, the initial investment may be a little bit higher with a few percentages, but now in the long run, this one is cheaper to maintain, because the basis of purchasing such a tuk-tuk is actually for commercial purposes. So the cost is higher when you are buying, but it is in the long run cheaper than the fossil fuel tuk-tuk. So the government of Kenya, to be able to empower us and being able to give us a license to assemble this type of tuk-tuk and handicart locally. And this means if you are doing assembly, whereby we are supposed to do it in Kenya vehicle manufacturing industry, which is partly owned by the Kenyan government, we are able to reduce the cost of production, meaning it will be affordable to most of the people. The other model is we partner with local circles which manage this type of vehicles, so that we can be able to sell to their users or to their members through a well-defined financing model, which they can be able even to buy and pay as they use them. We lease them to them through their circles, then they pay as they use them. They can pay on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis, depending on the arrangement we have between them and their circles. So basically, this is what we are doing. The materials that were used to manufacture this tuk-tuk were locally sourced. 90% were locally sourced. What we imported is actually the drive system, the drivetrain, that is the motor, the controller system, and all that. But the rest of the materials, from tires to the steel metal that was used to fabricate them, was locally sourced from our factories here in the country. So as I said earlier, these electric handicart were manufactured fresh from here. And one of the things we did is that we gathered a team of technicians from the National Youth Service Engineering Institute. We trained them together with the partnership with one of the government agencies that does the engineering. And we are able to train experts from electrical engineers to mechanical engineers to be able to manufacture this electric handicart here. So the first step actually is to design. Then after the design, you send the design to the manufacturers of the component to be able to design and manufacture the EV kit. That is the motor, the axle, the controller system, customized specifically for this electric tuk-tuk. And after that now, when the kit arrive here, we gather another team of mechanical engineers and fabricators who are able now to interpret the design that were made by the professionals and develop the electric handicart that we have. Of course, from now the manufacturing, the fabrication, you paint it, you brand it, you do the testing, which you have already done, you do the registration of all the parameters, what is the speed, what are the safety gadgets, then you register it with the government. So that is the procedure we follow, and we intend it from scratch here in this workshop. When it comes to the tuk-tuk, the same process applies. We intend our own design. We realize that whatever tuk-tuk we have in the market is a 3-seater tuk-tuk. But for us, we wanted to do a 6-seater tuk-tuk, which is actually covered to look like a car, because we already knew that the tuk-tuk that we have are openable, they are canvas made, and is not so much ideal with most of the passengers, especially when it is raining, when it is Monday, when it is dusty. So many people do not prefer it because of their either safety, their cleanliness, and all that. So we wanted to design something that is unique, something that you can sit comfortably. As you can see, each passenger is sitting on their own seat, and you fasten the seat belt and all that. So after the design, then we order the component again, as we did with the handicart. Then we started the fabrication from scratch here. We bought the local material, the steel metal, the tires, everything from local. Then we started manufacturing from scratch. That is from the churches all the way to when we completed with the painting, then the branding and the testing. Then finally, we did the registration of the tuk-tuk. So where I want to take Auto Track 2 is to ensure that we are one of the major manufacturers of electric vehicles in Africa. To achieve that, we have been able to partner with international companies, one among them, Andimiro Energy, which is in partnership with Hitachi company to manufacture and assemble electric four-wheelers here. And that means we will be able now not only to manufacture electric tuk-tuk, we will also be able to assemble electric motorbike, we will also be able to assemble electric truck, vans, and buses for the African market. So basically, we have already sealed those partnerships, and through Kenya Vehicle Manufacturing Industry, we are able to bring the CKD and SKDs here in the country and assemble them in Thika for the mass market. Thank you.